Before you click off the video and comment telling me that I should just be grateful that the devs do those weekly updates, let it be known that I am grateful for those updates. However, I will not just take every single update as positive one, and to be quite honest with you, those weekly updates we've been getting, they have all kinds of problems that I wanted to cover in this video. If you count all recent updates, you might notice we've gotten 3 new towers. Trapper, Mercenary Base and Brawler. We've got a whole new game mode, Intermediate mode, and we also got PvP testing. We also got the new consumables and VIP Plus subscription, and a whole Roblox official events, 2 in fact, being the Hunt and the Classic. This sounds like a lot of content people would enjoy for quite a while, but at the same time, as bluntly as I will say this, to me it feels like nothing really that major was added. And main reason being is that the game, it is just too easy. It's been the case ever since first Invasion update that game was getting progressively easier and easier, but recent updates have done nothing but make game even easier. Remember the times when hardcore was actually, hard? Well, it's not. Ever since it was possible to solo hardcore, you'd think that the developers would address the issue and make game, harder. Well, recent updates made Polluted Wasteland 2 solo possible, and even Badlands 2 and Quick Draw possible. It is so easy, the game is so easy, it's not actually funny anymore. The only fun thing I enjoyed was recent PvP testing. Because, it was kinda refreshing, it was actually not super easy. More about the towers. Trapper Tower was added, which no one cared about the tower after a few days because it's probably the worst tower in the entire game. Mercenary Base was added. It's overpowered, so naturally people liked it, because it allowed them to do funny stuff like solo Polluted Wasteland. Brawler got added, which is just a golden version of Warden, and I will not see it as anything else, and it's also overpowered. We also got consumables, which are also overpowered. Do you see the point? There has been recently no challenge added into the game for a long time, and we keep getting updates that make entire game even easier. Oh boy, I can't wait for a new TDS tower that will make my experience with the game even easier. I've been waiting to solo Molten mode for years now, but now with this new added tower that is 1000 DPS for $10,000, I can finally solo Molten for the first time. Thank you TDS for adding yet another OP tower that will completely change the meta and give players 1 week to adapt, only to release yet another overpowered tower 1 week later. Sorry for ranting, but I had to get that out of the way. It's not fun for me if the game keeps giving me overpowered stuff and offers no challenge in a turn whatsoever. Remember when new game modes were fun because they were somewhat challenging to beat? Yeah, what happened to those times? I will touch more on balancing because I'm pretty confident that devs literally do not know how the game balancing works. It's all over the place. They've made one good balancing, which was Commander, where they pretty much nerfed him, which was 100% deserved. But oh no, the TDS community got mad because Overpowered Tower was nerfed. How could they, am I right? So they just reverted the change. Commander rework that they did went from slightly changing Commander to making literally no change whatsoever. What even was the point of the Commander rework if you're just gonna revert the most major change about him? What's the point? They moved the Pyromancer. It was nerfed so much out of the blue, it's laughable. It's pretty clear to see when a change was made by the devs and when a change was made by the balancers. If the tower change gets made by the balancers, it's usually a small change, It's not gonna make a tower go from S tier to like a D tier, and it's not gonna make a tower go from like a D tier to S tier. Small changes, that makes sense. But when the devs make balancers, you have things like Pyromancer, which goes from having infinite pierce to suddenly having only 5. Do you know how little 5 is? Do you have any idea? Golden Pyromancer did deserve to get nerfed, but wow, did they gut him so much. But hey, let's not give all the credit to the devs, because they are not the only ones at fault for making stupid decisions. There are so many towers that deserve nerfs like Accelerator, Engineer, Commander, DJ, Brawler, Mercenary Base, Golden Scout, Golden Cowboy, and probably many more that devs will not dare touch because people would get mad. The community just does not allow the devs to nerf any overpowered stuff. If you are a type of person that gets mad because Commander was made 10% weaker, you are a part of the problem as well. Please stop. Another problem I have with those weekly updates is the amount of bugs they seemingly come with. And before someone tells me that it's Roblox's fault that updates turn out buggy, I'm gonna say that TDS is the only game I have seen on the platform with this sort of issue. I haven't seen any other game where seemingly 20 new bugs would appear out of nowhere on update release. I personally don't think it's Roblox being at fault here, but regardless of whose fault that is, there's so many bugs recently, it's almost as if they were being added on purpose. If you play TDS, you've probably encountered a bug or several. The most recent update was so buggy, there is now a list of over 50 documented TDS bugs and glitches. Yes, you heard me right, over 50 bugs that were in that update alone. I could go over all of them, but it would take like around 30 more minutes to cover them all. So if you have time to read the entire document, I'll link it. I'm pretty sure it was made by Wistable, and I hope I'm pronouncing that username right. So if you are bored, go read it. He put a lot of effort putting them all together. I myself don't have to say a lot about the bugs. They are a general annoyance, and I would gladly prefer updates taking more time to come out if that meant that updates wouldn't turn out as a buggy mess. It's honestly surprising that leaderboards somehow didn't break for like 7th time in the recent update because of how many bugs it came with. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had to say. Those weekly updates, I'm glad they exist, but at the same time I don't find them that fun. The recent updates added more ways for players to spend real money on the game with VIP plus subscription, or updates that make game easier and nothing else. If another new Overpowered tower gets released next day, next week, I will literally do not care. Because it's just going to be another drop in the power-crept ocean that is TDS nowadays. Where balancing has been removed in the sake of making people happy with overpowered stuff. I really hope challenge maps they plan on doing will be actually challenging. Because this game somehow gets more and more boring with each update despite tons of new stuff being added. Recent PvP testing was somewhat good though. Anyways, that's it. See ya.